If you're sick of using your phone light to see around camp, then today's video is going to brighten up your day. Okay, I've done my one pun, I'm happy now. Of course, we're talking about a torch, specifically this beast right here. So this is the PT18 Pro, a rechargeable LED torch that's been sent in by Brinyte for me to review. It's got some pretty cool features and impressive specs that I'm quite interested to test out. Mainly the fact that it puts out 2000 lumens. So thanks to Brinyte for sending this out. And if after watching this video you guys are interested in picking one up, they have given us our own little discount code. So you can enter Exploranger at checkout to save about 10%. Anyway, let's go find out what it's like. Okay, you guys know the drill. Let's find out what comes in this box. Looks like there's a box within the box. So let's start by taking that one out. Wonder if there's another box inside this box. Nope, we're into the torch itself. Fantastic. First things first, comes a little instruction manual and a bit of a specs overview by the looks of things. Very cool. And then there's our torch itself underneath this little section here. So we take that out first. Oh yeah, there it is. Very nice. It feels like it's got good solid build quality, nice metal construction all the way around, nice rubberized switches here. Yeah, very nice. It's slightly larger in the hand than I was expecting, but still not cumbersome in any way. So yeah, very easy to hold in the hand. I've gone for their desert tan color because I just wanted something a little bit different than standard black, and very happy with the look of that. It's kind of like a bit of a stealthy color. It's not like a standout color, but it's just something a bit nicer than just your plain black. In my opinion, it also comes in plain black as well, if that's something you prefer. So moving around the torch, we have the charge port on one side. It's one of those magnetic chargers, which I absolutely love. On the other side, we get one power switch here, two more switches on the tail, which we'll go into in a little bit, and a little bit of a clip on the side. All in all, really nice design. Moving on, we also get the battery. Oh, that's very light. I imagine the battery's already in the torch, but there's a box for the battery. And we get some accessories. So, taking a look in the accessories compartment, first thing we see is a nice holster. And while this may look like a standard run-of-the-mill holster, it does have a few extra options and accessories. First of which being, you can store 2 additional batteries, one in either side with these little elastic pockets, which is very forwards thinking. These torches take a very standard universal battery that you can buy from places like Bunnings, which is awesome. On the back here, we get a nice belt clip, or just rather a clip to attach to pretty much anything you want. And this clip also can articulate around. And where that comes in handy is if we pop the torch in, it goes in lens down, pop it in like so. You'll see that the holster has a little cutout piece here that can go over the hilt of the torch. And then if we turn the torch on, we'll see that the bottom of the holster actually has a little opening for the light to come out. So really, really well thought out. And that's where this clip rotating comes in handy, I imagine. Because if you had that clipped onto your pants, for example, you could then turn the torch 90 degrees, turn it on, and then it'll be shining forwards while you're walking along, or on your shoulder, or wherever you need it. So really well thought out holster. Alrighty, also in this box, we get a little lanyard, which is very nice, a nice camouflage print lanyard. I wonder if maybe I get this color because I got the desert tan color and they kind of go together. So you may get a different color if you purchase the black variant. But yeah, that feels pretty nice. Yeah, standard lanyard stuff. Also in the box, we get a few replacement seals. Yeah, pretty handy if you keep your torch for a very long time and eventually want to replace the seals to keep it nice and watertight. And of course we get our magnetic charging cable, which I absolutely love. These things are just the best and make charging your torch ridiculously easy because it just snaps in place. So I'm not completely sold on this whole tactical ring on the base of the torch there. In my mind, it kind of goes against the portability that these torches are so good at. I guess it's kind of fun to spin around like this, but beyond that, it doesn't really aid the grip of the torch much at all, in my opinion. I suppose in emergency situations, you can kind of use it as a bit of a knuckle duster to break some glass or something like that. But if you're like me and you don't really want it there, it's super easy to remove it. All you have to do is just unscrew the base of the torch. You can then remove that ring and then reinstall the base like so. And in my opinion, that just makes the torch a little bit more portable. Also, can we all agree that magnetic charging cables are just the best thing ever? Oh, so satisfying. So satisfying. Anyway, we should run through a few specs. So as I already mentioned, it puts out a whopping 2000 lumens on turbo mode, which is many, many lumens. You don't need any more lumens than that. I couldn't find any official runtime for the turbo mode, but just in my own testing, it seems to run for about 2 or 3 minutes before dropping down to regular brightness. Regular brightness is 450 lumens, and you'll get 2.5 hours of battery life on regular mode, thanks to the 3100 milliamp hour battery. IP68 weatherproofing means it's completely fine to be fully submerged in water, and it's impact resistant from 1 meter. So you don't have to worry too much if you drop it on the ground. Anyway, let's be honest, you guys aren't watching this video for specs and numbers, you want to see this thing in action. So I reckon I might take it down to the beach and see how it performs. It's about mid-afternoon now, but I reckon if I start walking, it should be nightfall by the time I get to the beach. So I've come down to a very, very dark beach to test out the Brinyte PT18 Pro. I am super excited to see how this thing performs. I kind of figured if you guys are buying these torches for camping, chances are you'll be using it at the beach. So we're better to test it out. And without further ado, let's fire it up and see how it goes. Fire up, that's one way to turn night into day. That is unreal. It's interesting how it has that nice generous flood beam, but also that pinpoint spot in the middle. Because with LED torches, like what I look for is a good amount of spread, which is what this has. But then you also kind of want a bit of long range as well, and this has that covered with that nice pin beam right in the middle. Far out, that is seriously, seriously bright. Very, very impressed by that. Certainly pumping out a decent amount of light. So how you basically operate this torch, there's a few different switches and buttons, which is normally the case with this style of torch. On the front here, we have the main side switch. So that turns the torch on to the last setting it was on when you press it. And then every other time you press the button, will toggle between all the other settings it's got. Then to turn it off, you just hold that button for about 2 seconds and it turns off. On the handle of the torch here on the bottom, we have 2 separate buttons. Clicking this main button turns the torch on to the brightest possible mode. Clicking it again turns it off, so you can't cycle through the modes with that button. And there's also another little button on top here. Pressing that in and holding it engages the strobe light, and then when you let go, the strobe light turns off. Now, if you've ever wondered why torches like these can't stay on their turbo mode for more than 2 or 3 minutes, try holding your hand about 10 or 15 centimeters in front of the beam. You'll figure out pretty quickly that these torches put out a lot of heat, and I'm not joking when I say I can't really hold my hand there much longer than that. It's getting pretty uncomfortable, the amount of heat. So if it puts out that much heat, say 20 centimeters away, imagine how much heat is built up within this little lens here. The light it emits is quite white, which is worth keeping in mind. Here's the old Olight as a bit of a color example. So you can see that's quite a bit warmer. Personally, I do prefer the warmer color temperatures, but it really comes down to personal preference. Brightness wise, these are both very comparable. I would say the Brinyte has a bit more of a generous spread beam, but it seems like the focus beam of the Olight is a little bit more broad. So it really just comes down to personal preference. I'll toggle them off one by one. So there's the Brinyte, there's the Olight. So I've just pulled the tactical ring off the base of the torch, and with that removed, it fits really comfortably straight in my pocket, which I think is really important for this style of torch. All in all, if you want a seriously bright torch that fits in your pocket, the Brinyte PT18 Pro is a pretty good option. As always, I'll leave links in the description down below if you're interested in checking it out for yourself, and feel free to leave any questions you have in the comments section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Wait, is that actually picking up the stars? Just, oh, that's awesome. That footage is gonna look awesome. You can see them like twinkling. Oh, loving this new camera.